Hi everyone, welcome to Erin's Tasty Kitchen. We are making jelly. I'm getting my station set up because I meant to record this and I totally forgot, and it was almost getting ready to boil and I was like, oh my gosh, I want to make a video. So I want to show you the peppers. I'm doing jalapeno prickly pear jelly. We've got a cup of finely diced jalapenos. I actually did them in my food processor, and they were just tiny little bites of pepper. And then I diced 2 cups of red and yellow, and then a sweet pepper that I got from Whole Plate Farms, and I've got to email her. I cannot remember the name. I want to say it was, I've got to email her. So it was a total, with those 3 peppers, it was a total of 2 cups of the sweet pepper and 1 cup of the jalapeno. And then I'm going to include the, or actually, I can't include the recipe, but I can tell you where I got it. I got it from Pomona's Pectin. She has a prickly pear recipe and a hot pepper jelly recipe, and I combined the 2. So that's kind of how I did it. I doubled it because I'm wanting to do the 4-ounce pint jars so that this can be like an hors d'oeuvre, and I'm going to give these as Christmas presents. So this should be fun. All right, let me show you. This is boiling. I'm stirring it while it's starting to boil. Let me show you if I... That's some of the peppers. It's gonna be so much fun, you guys. Okay, so I'm using Pomona's Pectin because I did not want to use as much sugar in my recipe, because jelly recipes call for 5 cups, 6 cups, they call for so much sugar. And so I used a cup and a half of honey and then 2/3 cup of sucanat. So not very much sugar at all, and raw and unrefined sugar. So that is pretty awesome. I'm going to do a blackberry, lime, and prickly pear jam with allulose. So that's what I'm doing next. But for right now, I'm letting this come to a roiling boil, which means while I'm stirring it, it's still boiling. And then I'll set my timer for 2 minutes, and then I will start jarring these up, and I'll show you that process when we get there. Okay, I just got it all put into the water bath canner, and I want to show you guys. It's already, the part that I didn't have a jar for, so we're gonna have some jelly in the refrigerator. It's already gelled, so it's gonna be perfect, and it is the perfect red color for Christmas. I'm so excited. This is gonna be a great gift. I so encourage you to do this. It's going to be so much fun to hand people homemade gifts for Christmas. That is all that I have right now, because now I'm moving on to the blackberry and prickly pear. As soon as the water bath comes to a rolling boil, I will set the timer for 20 minutes and then put them on the towels to cool for 24 hours, and then I'll remove the seals and check to make sure everything went well. But we're gonna start blackberry prickly pear in just a minute. Okay, we are now gonna start the blackberry lime prickly pear jam. And I have gotten 4 cups of blackberries strained so that it can be seedless. And then I've got 4 cups of prickly pear juice. And then what I did is I made 1 batch of the prickly pear jelly that from Pomona's, Pomona's, I think, pectin. So I followed the prickly pear jelly and the sweet blackberry jam recipe. So each one has the calcium water and the lime juice in this for each recipe. And then all I'm doing is combining them. Okay, so I've got the juice with calcium and lime, and the recipes are on I cannot say that. On the website. So we're just making sure that oh, you can't see. Let me make you where you can see. There you go. I think you can see that better. Yeah. Oh, my microwave is in the way, but it's in the pot, and I'm just gonna stir it to get the calcium water and the lime juice all stirred in here. Remember, when you're doing jams or jellies, you want to use the bottled lime or lemon juice, not fresh, because of the pH. Though we can control the pH in the bottled, or we can't necessarily do that with the fresh juices. That is important for jelly and jam making. Okay, then I have a cup of allulose that I'm going to pour in and just start getting that stirred and melted in. And then once it comes to a boil, I'm going to slowly add a 1/2 cup of monk fruit that I did stirred the pectin in, so I'll just do a little bit at a time, and then bring it back to a boil and take it off, and I will put it in the jam, in the jelly jars. I have them right here. You can't see it, but here's my water bath canner, and I've got my jars heating up with the seals heating up, or the lids, I guess. Yeah, the lids. I've got them heating up in the water. So I just stir this, and it smells so good, you guys. The lime, you can smell the lime and the blackberries. The prickly pear has a, I'm not real sure what it is, the smell, but it is a little bit of a floral maybe. It smells really good. So, all right, once this comes to a boil, I will come back and we'll add the pectin. Okay, it is warmed up now, and it's starting to get where it will boil. I added 2 pads of butter just to help with the foaming. I have just always been told to do that, so I have done it. Someone tell me if it really is necessary. It does make it very shiny, and there's not a lot of foam on it, so maybe it does help. But look at this beautiful color. It's like the camera doesn't do it. It's like a fuchsia, where the jalapeno prickly cactus was a red. So the blackberries do make it more of a purple pink color. Okay, so I am going to start just doing a little bit at a time and just whisking this in. If you pour too much, it can clump on you, so I try to do a little bit at a time. And then after I get all of this whisked in, I will taste it to see if I need to add more sweetener. I am hopeful though that I will not. Okay, so I have just taken it off the heat. Let me grab my spatula here. I've just taken it off the heat, and I did add a half a more cup of monk fruit sweetener. So it's a total of 2 cups, 1 cup allulose and 1 cup of the monk fruit. So, but that is so much less sugar than what normal jelly would do. Like my Blackberry jam recipe calls for 6 cups of sugar for 4 cups of berries. So it's, the 2 cups is wonderful. And I actually had our fearless leader test it, and he said it was wonderful. So I'm not adding any more sweetener to it. Okay, so now I'm going to get my stove with the microwave. Okay, now I'm going to get my setup to get the jars out and the lids, and then we will fill these. I am confident that this is going to work because the jalapeno prickly pear worked great. This was my first time to use the Panoma's pectin, and I am very pleased with it. With the leftover that I had, that I put a jar together for us for our refrigerator, I did, someone's at the door. I did some a little bit of cream cheese and poured it over, and it was perfect. And that was not cold, that was just lukewarm. So I am super impressed with the pectin. Okay, I got 8 jars. I'm not sure how much we're going to get out of this, but let's see. I'm hopeful. This is so pretty. I hope you can see this. You can't. Let me... There, you can see it. Oh my goodness, it's so pretty. One thing that I forget to do when I'm canning is rubbing the tops with a vinegar towel. So that just helps get a better seal, and I just have to remind myself to do that. But I'm going to finish filling these. And then I'll be back. Hi, welcome to Erin's Tasty Kitchen. We have had a make jelly day, we've done all kinds of things, and now I'm going to make a really quick dinner. I had turkey that we made in the beginning of the week, and I had some left over, so I am going to do some hot browns. I've got my toast, buttered toast, and then I let it cool, and then I've got it in an egg wash like you would for French toast. And I'm just going to get them in the skillet with a little butter and a little oil, and get them toasted up on each side. Then in another pot, let me show you what I got going on here. There we go. Then in this pot right here, I've got flour, 2 tablespoons of flour, and 2 tablespoons of butter. Get you down. Okay. My oil and butter were super hot, so this is gonna go fast. Okay, so I have just whisk the butter, 2 tablespoons of flour, 2 tablespoons of butter, a little salt and pepper, and I'm just whisking that and getting that flour incorporated to cook out that flour a little bit. So I'm just gonna let that go for a little bit. Then I've got the sliced turkey, warmed it up in broth, and bacon. I have bacon cooked and tomatoes sliced. For the cheese sauce, this is what we're making here. Let me flip the toast here. For the cheese sauce, we are going to add 2, that's a great root right there. Let me add this liquid. We're gonna add 2 cups of half and half. Ooh. Just whisk while you pour that milk in. That was hot. And then that is going, I lost my towel. That is going to get thick pretty quickly. But basically what you want to do is get this warmed up so that you can add some cheese and melt in it. Check my bread here. Yes. So you just want them to be just like, it's like a not sweet French toast, open face sandwich. So yummy. Okay, so I'm just whisking. I've got the white sauce on, I think it might be called a Mornay or something like that because it's got cheese in it. But anyway, we don't have to be technical, do we? I have just had such a great day. Okay, the bread is done, so I'm gonna turn that off and scoot that to the back. And then just keep working on, as long as you have all of your prep done, this is a really quick meal. I also have the broiler turned on because we are going to broil the cheese to let it melt before we put the bacon and tomato on top. So we just have to wait on this cheese. Okay, the cheese is, or the white sauce has come to a boil and has thickened up a little bit. I have turned off the heat, and now I'm going to add a little bit at a time, a 1/4 cup of Parmesan, grated Parmesan, and I'm just kind of mixing it in with 3/4 a cup of Gruyere cheese. So I'm just gonna add a little bit at a time and just whisk that cheese in there and let it melt. And that also will thicken up the sauce. So I just do a pretty good little pinch and just put it in there and let that melt. Just whisk it in and let that melt. And you will see it will be a really thick gravy once all that cheese is there. Okay, so that's 3 pinches, and then I've got one, just a little bit left in the bowl that I will add once this is melted. Once you get it good and hot, it doesn't take long to get the, if you can see here in the, because you have to put this under the broiler, I put the bread in the 9x13 pan, and I'm going to do it and then serve it to a plate from the broiler. Okay, all that cheese is in. So now I'm just going to do a pinch of nutmeg, not, I mean, just a pinch. And then stir that in. Okay, and so now I'm gonna just let that sit. I think you can see it. It is definitely thicker. Okay, so now I'm gonna take my tongs, and I have my turkey here, and I'm just going to take it out of I just warmed it up in the chicken broth, and I'm just kind of shaking the water off, and I'm gonna put, 3 to 4 slices on each slice of bread. Yeah, I'm just gonna do 4. I think that's the perfect amount. Okay. And then we're gonna ladle that cheese sauce over it. Okay, I'm gonna move you down. And I'm going to, just ladle this cheese sauce over that bread and turkey. This is why I toast the bread first before I put it in the batter. I just think it helps the consistency. Okay, then I have some Gruyere that I shredded and reserved to put on the top. I'm gonna put this in the broiler. Okay, I just pulled it out of the broiler. I hope you can see that. Oh, I love that sizzle. Okay, so I'm gonna take my plate and I'm going to put 1 slice, and then I'm gonna do another slice like that. So that's for our fearless leader. I'm only doing 1 slice. So then I am gonna put my slice on my plate like that. I'm gonna move the 9x13. Okay, and so then you just take your tomato slices. I'm actually just gonna give him 1. He is probably not gonna care about the tomato. Do that, and then I'll put 2 on mine. And then you crisscross. And there you have it. Kentucky hot brown. On this rainy, well, I don't think it rained today, but it was just overcast and chilly. So we're gonna warm our tummies up with this delicious meal. Y'all have a great rest of your weekend.